Wilson Christian Academy 2021-22 school year. My name is Brian Troll. I'm the Administrator of Athletics, and I will be taking you on a grand tour of Carline for today, both pickup and drop-off. As Philippians 2:3 reminds us, let each esteem other better than themselves. It's important to understand that we need to make sure as we're doing Carline that we understand everybody's trying to accomplish the same goals, that is to get students in and out safely and as quickly as possible. We'll have administration and staff members out in the parking lots to begin school and end school for the first week so that we can assist in making sure everybody is in the right spots. We have 620 students and over 400 families this year, and so that is an awful lot of vehicles moving in and out of the property. So please be attentive to those that are moving around. Please make sure you're attentive to the dismissal times and the car line times and the specific places that we've asked you to pick up and drop off. If you have any questions, feel free to send me, Mr. Troll, a pass note, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Also, please understand that we may have to adjust and change as we see some stress points, but our goal is to make the pickup and drop-off experience the least stressful point in your day here at WCA. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to the 2021-22 school year at Wilson Christian Academy. This is Brian Troll, and we're gonna talk about Carline for both the morning and the afternoon. So our first trip through will be for the morning. When you turn in, please follow the arrows around the parking lot that is closest to the field. We will not use the entrance that turns directly and goes in front of the school. The only time you would use that entrance is if you're just pulling through, but if you're dropping anybody off, you need to come through this entrance. As we come around the corner, you will see there are cars parked in the left-hand parking spaces. Those cars in the left and those spaces will be for faculty members and anybody that needs to drop off a student in the morning. If you're going to Carline, we want to form two lines through this path. There will be no cars on the right, and we'll form two lines moving through this area right here. The inside line, or the closest to the school buildings, will be for elementary drop-off. The outside line will be for middle school drop-off. And we're going to show you those drop-off points in just 1 minute. As you come around the circle, you're going to see a bus, and we're going to get out and we're actually going to walk this section because they just paved our parking lot today. We're thankful for that, and we're going to get out and kind of take you through what will happen in the mornings for drop-off. All right, so as you see, there's room for two lines right here by where the bus is. Both lines are going to go through here, and one line, the middle school line, this is for morning drop-off. The middle school line is going to actually go all the way down towards the gym and then make a left at the sidewalk. There will be no parking spaces down there by the sidewalk, and you can drive through these parking spaces here in front of the Fine Arts Building. The elementary line will actually circle and go around. We're not going to use the shelter in the morning. Go around the shelter, and then I'll show you in a minute where that drop-off is going to be. For middle school students in the morning, drop-off is going to be along this sidewalk line right here. So there'll be space for at least 4 cars to get across. And we'll eventually have lines painted, but for the first couple of days of school, there will not be any lines here. So you will drive down, come down the sidewalk, come right along the edge of the sidewalk, turn through here, and then fill up each of the spaces. So if there's nobody in front of you, pull all the way up to the end of this sidewalk and then let your middle school students out. Once they get out of the car, they can go around to the right here, and they can enter the gym in the mornings through the door by Mr. Sampson and Mrs. Carnes' office. So they can just walk right there and go in that door, and that will be the holding tank for students in the morning if they get here before 7:45. So please go in there, sit down in the gym. We'll have supervision in there. And then after you drop your students off, you'll stay on the parking lot. You'll drive through these spaces here and stay as close to this side as you can. These parking spaces will be empty, and then you'll drive up here, and once you get to the end of this parking lot, you will merge with the elementary drop-off traffic and then keep going around the edge of the shelter. For middle school, high school, once you come through and get to the front parking lot, you will enter, there'll be two lines that'll be exiting. You can enter the outside exit line and follow it all the way down, and we'll show you where that exits for Airport Boulevard. All right, for elementary drop-off, these parking spaces to my right along the front of the elementary building, there will be cones here preventing anybody from parking in these spaces. As you come around, you will pull in to a drop zone that is right along where these spaces are, and there will be students, high school seniors, that are there to open the car doors and let your students out. They'll then walk back down the sidewalk and into the end of the elementary building. And we'll pull 4 or 5 cars at a time along here to let out, and then you will empty out into this traffic lane. And again, there'll be 2 lanes here. The inside lane will be for elementary who have dropped off. The outside lane will be for middle school that have dropped off as well, and then you'll stay in those 2 lanes. And then if you need to switch which lane you're in to exit, you can do that once you get beyond the mailbox down here. So again, there will only be 2 lanes exiting in the afternoon, the inside lane for elementary, the outside lane for middle school that have already dropped off. So our final 2 car lines are middle school and high school. Remember, high school is at 2:55 and they are picked up in front of the child care. Middle school is 2:45 and they're going to be picked up in front of the gym. For middle school, as you come in, you'll come in off of Airport Boulevard. You'll go to the right through this driveway. We do not use the entrance, the straight entrance. We'll come to the right. And then we're going to stay in one lane as we come through here for middle school. We don't need the 2 lanes, we just need the 1 lane as we come in for middle school. If traffic does begin to back up, we may split this into 2 lanes, but to begin with, we're going to try to go in just 1 lane. All right, for middle school, as middle school students let out at 2:45, the car line is going to come through this parking lot here, and if we can stay in 1 line, we're going to stay in 1 line, and we'll come as close to the sidewalk as we can. We're going to pull, the pickup line is going to be all along the sidewalk that you can see here in front of Fine Arts and the gym. So students can come to any of those spots along the sidewalk. We ask that once you pick up your student, that you merge into the inside lane, which will be a free-flowing lane, and then it'll circle around and go back out in front of the elementary building. You can either go under the awning or around the outside of the awning. At that point, there should only be 1 lane moving through there. So the pickup lines, if you're waiting to pick up starting at 2:45, right along the sidewalk, and please pull forward as much as you can all the way on the sidewalk to the corner of the gym building where you see the B labeled, and then fill in those spots behind. Once you have your student, you can pull out, exit the front. There'll be 2 lanes that go down the front, and that will get you out of the property back onto Airport Boulevard. Again, pickup for middle school will be the sidewalk from here in front of the Fine Arts building all the way around to the corner of the gym. And we ask you to fill in those spots, and if you're pulling through, use the inside lane to pull through.